Hi guys, it's Mrs. Ogle. It was so good to see so many of you guys this week. I think we got to stop by just about everybody to say hi. You all should have your goodie bags, so even if we weren't able to give you hugs this time around, boy, it was good to see you. If we didn't get to see you this time, we're going to try and come back around in about 2 or 3 more weeks. So maybe that'll be the time that we can give you. I gave a lot of air high fives from across a driveway or from a front porch where you're standing and we're not. We did a lot of air high fives, and that was great to see you guys. I hope we get to do it again soon. Are you ready to keep talking about plants today? I sure am. Here we go. We'll start with our song. It's time to start our day. It's time to start our day. It's time to give a great big cheer and then be on our way. Hooray! All right, I am feeling extra happy because I have gotten to see so many of you this week, so it's a good day to sing that song. We are almost the end of the month. I'm excited, so excited to talk about calendar time. I almost forgot we have to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I bet you remembered, didn't you? You knew. Mrs. Ogle gets silly sometimes, but I bet you remembered. Stand up big and tall for me. Hand goes on your heart. Are you ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great job, guys. Go ahead and sit back down. Now, silly Mrs. Ogle can look at the calendar with you, can't I? Today's number is a 3 and a 0. We're not in the 20s anymore. It's a big, big number. Are you ready to count all the way there? I hope you've got your smart thinking brains on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. What comes next? Did you know it was 30? Holy cow, we've been counting all the way up to the number 30. Today is Thursday, April 30. And tomorrow is going to be a whole new month. Do you remember what month it's going to be? It starts with a May. Tomorrow will be May, and it's going to be a whole new set of numbers. When we start counting, what's the number we start counting with? We start counting with the number 1, don't we? We do. We start counting with the number 1. So tomorrow will be May number 1. All right. Before we get started with plants, I found this really great picture I wanted to look at with you today. Do you see this great big red letter? What letter is that? Do you know? Can you tell you're grown up? What's that great big red letter? It looks like a barn where we keep our A. The letter is A. I bet you knew it. You guys are so smart. You know so many things. I'm going to read these words over here, and I wonder if you can I spy some of those things with me. I spy letters on a big red A. Do you see all those letters on the letter A? Can you find the letter for your name? Take a second and find it. I bet you can. Very good. I'm Mrs. Ogle. Mrs. starts with an M. There's my letter. And Ogle, what letter does Ogle start with? An O, there it is. Did you find your letter? So it says, I spy letters on a big red A, an airplane. Where's that airplane? And an ant that's crawling away. Can you find the airplane and the ant? You guys are good finders. You know it already, don't you? I bet you do. I bet you've already found it. Okay, we've been talking about plants. Remember, plants start with what letter? P. Very good. Let's look at all these letters. P, L, A, N, T, S, plants. Very good. I want to show you the life cycle of a plant. We've talked about this a lot this week, and we're going to talk about it even more in just a little bit. This is a plant seed. And when we give the plant what it needs, it turns into a seedling. What are some things that plants need? How would we get a seedling? Well, we need to put it someplace it can grow, right? Like in the dirt. And so as soon as it starts to grow roots, we call it a seedling. And then before long, little pieces of green start to stick out the top of the dirt, and we call that a sprout. And some plants become full size in just a couple weeks. Others, like trees, might take a lot longer. And then those plants make seeds of their own, and the life cycle continues. It keeps on going. Holy cow, the life cycle of a plant can happen over and over and over forever, for a long, long time. We know some things that plants need. Plants need, let me look. Plants need donuts, right? No, plants don't need donuts. You and I might like donuts, but that's not what plants need. Plants need sun, air, water, and soil with nutrients. That means soil that is healthy for them. Sun, air, water, and soil with nutrients. If a plant has those things, it will grow really well. Yesterday, we talked about the parts of a plant. We know that the part that grows underneath the dirt is called the roots. Can you point to the picture of the roots? Can you point to that for me? I bet you found it. You know that the roots are the brown part that are under the ground. What part did we call it that kind of drinks up the water from the soil like a straw? Is that the flower up here? Nope, that's the stem. The stem is a lot like a straw that takes the water and the nutrients from the dirt and the soil up to what are these? The leaves. That's right. And to the flower. The flower is the pretty part of a lot of plants, isn't it? For sure. All right, we're going to jump right into today's book because after that, I have something fun for you to try at home, okay? So we're going to jump into our book. Now, today's book is Pete the Cat and the Cool Caterpillar. Now, we're not talking about caterpillars anymore, but I know you have this book at home, right? Everybody should have this book in their goodie bag. If you don't have this book, would you tell your grown-up to get a hold of me? And I'll make sure you get it. I've still got a few extras. So if you don't have Pete the Cat, please let me know, and we'll make sure that you get Pete the Cat and the Cool Caterpillar. If you want to, you can pause this video real quick, go get your book, and you can read along with me while I read the pages here. Are you ready? Here we go. Pete is on a bug safari. He and his friends are looking for bugs. How many bugs can they find? Callie spots a tiny black ant. It's building an anthill, she says. Groovy, says Pete. Gus finds a round red ladybug in the mint patch. It has 9 spots, says Gus. Nice, says Pete. Can you count the black spots? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It does have 9 black spots. Marty sees a big black spider. It caught a fly, he says. Neat, says Pete. Pete finds a green caterpillar in the flower pot. I will bring it home to show Mom and Dad, he says. Mom helps Pete build a home for the caterpillar. They use a big jar. Dad puts lots of little holes in the lid for air. Pete puts the caterpillar in the jar. He puts some leaves in the jar for the caterpillar to eat. He adds a twig for it to crawl on. Good night, Pete, says Mom. Good night, Pete, says Dad. Good night, caterpillar, says Pete. When Pete wakes up, the caterpillar is gone. Where did it go? Did it run away? It is not gone, says Mom. It did not run away, says Dad. Look, they say. What do they see? Look at your picture. I don't see the caterpillar anymore. What do you see? The caterpillar is inside there, says Mom. It's called a pupa. We call it a chrysalis, right? Will it stay in there forever? Pete asks. No, says Dad. The caterpillar is changing into something new. What will it become? Pete asks. It's a surprise, says Mom. We must wait and see. Can you guys whisper to Pete what it's going to become? Tell him. I bet you know. Pete waits. Callie comes to visit. Did it come out yet? She asks. Not yet, says Pete. Pete waits some more. Gus comes to visit. Did it come out yet? He asks. Not yet, says Pete. Pete waits even longer. Marty comes to visit. Did it come out yet? He asks. Not yet, says Pete. Pete waits and waits and waits. Then one day, something finally happens. It looks like the chrysalis is starting to move. What do you think is happening? The pupa starts to wiggle. Something is happening, says Pete. It wiggles some more. Everyone comes over to watch. The pupa cracks open. Something is coming out. What can it be? A head pokes out, then some legs, and then two colorful wings. The caterpillar changed into a beautiful butterfly. Wow, says Pete. The butterfly slowly moves its wings up and down. It is ready to fly. They take the jar to the park. Time to say goodbye, says Dad. Pete opens the lid of the jar. The butterfly flaps its wings. It flutters out of the jar and lands on Pete's nose. That tickles, he says. Then the butterfly flies up into the sky. Bye bye, butterfly, everyone says. Let's find a new caterpillar, says Pete. Change is pretty cool. I love looking and learning about the change in the life cycle of a butterfly. But we're talking about the life cycle of plants this week too, aren't we? So I've got another fun thing that you guys can do at home. So I'm going to show you in your goodie bags. There was a little Ziploc that had a lot of stuff inside of it. And I hope you noticed there were some tiny little beans in there. There were probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 little beans in your goodie bag, just like these right here. I'm going to try to show you, but they're awfully small, so it's kind of tricky to show you. Do you see them? I bet you had several like that. Well, if you have beans like that, you can help them start their life cycle at home. It's super easy. If you have a little plastic baggie like this, you can put inside of it a wet paper towel. A wet paper towel. Oh, mine is drippy. Oh my goodness. And then you can put your seeds or your beans inside of there. I'm going to get them in there, and then I'll show you what mine are like. Let's see if I can get them just right. Kind of like that. Do you see them in there? And then you can tape them up to your window. So I did this. Today is Thursday. I did this on Sunday. I'm going to show you what they look like hanging on my window. They were right by my bird feeder. So the birds, I got to watch the birds and check on my beans sometimes. I put them up there on Sunday, and on Tuesday, I think it was probably Tuesday, I started to notice them changing. Now, do you remember what starts to grow first in the life cycle of a bean? Does it start to grow roots that go down, or does it start to grow a sprout that goes up? It starts by building roots that go down. So today, I took my beans off the window to check them out for a little bit. Are you ready to see what they look like? Look at that. They've all got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them have got roots that are growing down. So I taped them back to my window because I want to see what will happen for a little bit. Now, do you remember what a plant needs to grow? It needs sun. Well, it's on the window, so it's getting sun. We know it needs water. That paper towel is wet. You can still see the droplets. It's got water. It needs air. There's a little bit of air in my baggie, but not just a whole lot. And it needs soil with nutrients. So I can't leave my beans in here for too long. They don't have everything they need to grow great big. So probably in a couple more days, I'm going to go put them in my back yard, in our garden, and see if I can grow some more beans. But this is a really fun way for you to watch how the life cycle of a plant gets started. I hope you'll try it at home. And if you do, take a picture and send it to me because I love to see the way your big brains are learning. We're going to use some more of the stuff that's in your goodie bag in the next week or two, okay? If you found it, there's a toy dinosaur in there. We're going to talk about dinosaurs next week, so don't lose that toy dinosaur. You might need it, okay? And you might have found that you have flower seeds and dirt and cups. I don't know if you've planted yours or not. We're going to check on my flowers tomorrow, so I'm going to show you if they've changed yet or not. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.